listeners. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for visiting. We're here, episode 16. I was just saying, can't believe we're 16 episodes into season 3 already.
Yeah, well, like you said, that's 4 months worth of podcasting.
Yeah. So if you've been following along, you know what that means. That's question and answer, episode number 4.
All right, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah. We got some decent ones today. Before we get into it, I want to thank our sponsor, Hayfla. Hayfla offers a wide range of products and solutions for the woodworking and furniture making industries, from hinges and drawer slides to connectors and dowels, sandpaper, wood glue, shop carts, and everything in between. Exclusive product lines such as Lux LED, lighting, and Slido door hardware ensure that every project you create is built to last. Learn more at hayfla.com.
Check them out.
Yeah. So, let's see. Get my beverage situated here. We're doing an early podcast today. It's only 9:30, 9:40 in the morning.
Yeah, we're still on coffee.
Yeah, we just ran around a little bit. So rather than work and then stop and do the podcast, figure we'll do it now. Then we can put our heads down for the rest of the day.
Get it done.
Yeah. So, let's see where to start. So we have some that came in via email, and we have some that came in via Instagram. Let's see. I'm still having to beg for questions. Just saying.
And a little pleading too.
Yeah. So we have one from Matthew Serio. It's I wouldn't say it's a follow-up, but it's in the footsteps of his first question.
In the shadows of?
Yeah. So I don't know if we should lead with that or maybe close with that.
Yeah, let's close with it because it's a long one, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take some thought.
Yeah. All right, so let's start off with this one. This is from our buddy Scott Taylor, Michigan man. How much of your business is working to other folks' design versus you do it all?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, it really varies, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's the compressor. Not sure if you can hear it. I can see it on the waveform.
On cue.
Yeah, as if the audio quality wasn't horrible enough in this room.
I tell you, it's too appropriate. It's like the old adage of washing your car after it rains.
Yep.
Before it rains.
It always kicks on at the most inopportune time. Should stop here in a second.
Yeah, we'll tread water for a little bit.
Yeah. I was thinking in here, we could even like put some 2x4s on the floor and build up the floor,
Yeah.
And put some insulation in the floor.
Yeah, that's what we used to do like when we were making studios. Mm-hmm. The floor separation was a biggie for the base.
Huh.
Especially if you were not on the ground floor.
Right.
You really had to really jack up that floor. And we use these rubber isolators.
Yep. There we go. Compressor's off. But yeah, we already have low ceilings too. It's like this would be like an ISO booth.
Yeah,
in here.
a little hut.
Yeah. All right, so back to the question. Compressor's off. I don't even know if you guys could hear it, but it certainly looks like it's there on the waveform.
Yeah.
I'd say, I mean, really, at the end of the day, when we build something, it's always our design. Like when we're working with a designer, we get a concept. Mm-hmm. We've gotten inquiries from designers, and they have provided, like drawings. But I don't think we've really done anything like that where they've provided the actual design.
Yeah, some of them come close to sketching it out. And I mean, dimensions will dictate and style will dictate certain things. But it goes in cycles, doesn't it? You know, there's some things where people just come in and we, you know, start from zero.
Yep. I mean, even with this, the Christina job, like she's, I mean, I guess she was a designer by trade at some point in her life, but you know, she's just like a regular client and she gave us drawings. So it's like sometimes you have a client that will give you, you know, some concrete guidance, but most of the time, just regular clients, like direct to client business, they don't have anything. You know, they just say, I want, you know, cabinets here. And then, you know, you prod with some questions, you know, well, what do you like? And, you know, what do you envision it looking like? So on and so forth. Then you design based on that. And it's sort of the same thing with the designers that we've worked with, where it's the same process. They're just coming to us with that information sort of from the get-go. Yeah. Where we have to, you know, do less prying to get that info.
They have the swatches already picked out, and they want us to try and include their little, you know, design cues and things like that.
Right. Yeah.
What can you think of that we did? What was the last thing we did that was like totally from scratch? What about the East Hampton? Those two things, like the walnut cabinets we're on now. I mean,
yeah. I mean, everything there.
That was from scratch.
Yeah, the whole job.
Yeah. So the only thing that limited you on designing that was the dimensions, really.
Right.
And, you know, you follow the function of the piece and all that stuff. But that's true with any design, any good design.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, some jobs there's more room for creativity, and sometimes, you know, you're shackled by dimensional constraints and logistical constraints and, you know, constraints just put on you by the client in terms of what they, you know, what they want.
Budgetary constraints.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge one.
Yeah, because we can't just design whatever we want and expect them to pay for it.
We've tried. Doesn't really work out.
Sometimes more successfully than others.
Yeah. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question, Scott.
Yeah, we didn't really put a number to it, but, you know, like if you wanted to 70% or something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to quantify. Let's see, we'll go over to the Instagrams. Let me just see if I got any additional ones in. I don't think I did. Doesn't look like it. All right. So, where to start? We got one here from our buddy Sal. Sal the Carpenter on Instagram. Another Jersey guy. When is your line of dripping wood furniture coming out? With a winking face.
Was that sarcasm? Was that Jersey sarcasm?
A little bit. Well, we can't talk about it, but there is a possibility of something like that happening. It's been, I don't want to say dead in the water, but it's been on the back burner for a little bit here. Because,
everybody's lives have been interrupted.
All parties involved have been very busy, so I'd say stay tuned, and you know, the joke's going to be on everyone else.
Yeah, is Sal in line for a piece? Is that? I wonder if that's why he asks.
Sal, we flipped the script. Questions on you now.
Yeah,
we're going to offer financing, so you know.
Yeah, I've been getting all these things popping up on my Instagram feed now. There's this new credit card vendor that doesn't take a 3.5% fee.
Huh.
I'm not sure how they earn their money.
Right.
But that's their big, selling point.
Maybe they just charge a service charge to the purchaser. You know,
maybe
like we use them and they don't charge us anything. But then when if the client was to buy something, they charge like a $4.95 service fee or something. So they figure, wow, $5 better than nothing.
Right. Yeah, it's been like every 10th thing as I'm scrolling through.
Oh yeah, I sent it over to Keith. I got a freaking ad for a pickleball paddle.
Almost did a spit take.
I didn't even search for pickleball paddles. But who was saying it? Tyler, the PM on the Hamptons job, that so Keith was at the shop on Saturday, and he's been searching stuff about pickleball paddles.
Mm-hmm.
So my phone knew that his phone was near me.
Yeah.
So now it's feeding me stuff that he was looking at.
Yeah. I worked with this musician whose son was he had a job as a programmer, and I would ask him about all this stuff, that back then was just rumors, does your phone listen to you and all this other stuff? And he's like, yeah, they'll track everything they could possibly track.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the thing.
That's like I was telling you, they know how long you stop on any particular thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they, when you see the girl in the bikini and you pause on that for about 5 seconds, it knows that you did that. And then next thing you know, your whole feed is girls in bikinis.
Yeah. I noticed because I watched George Carlin.
Uh-huh.
And then I started getting all these comics.
Yeah.
He's got some fierce takes on our state of affairs.
Yeah. Post-mortem. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, his boomer skits make me think about our interaction we just had at Lowe's.
Oh yeah.
Just went to Lowe's to get some flat stock for something. Just really wanted to see what they were getting for like 1x4. Like FJ Pine type stuff. So we're looking, and then it's like, okay, we could get 1x6 and split it, and it'll actually, work out better for what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. So we're looking at the thing, 1998 or whatever. So, all right, cool. We take it to the thing, an 8-footer or 1x6. The old lady at the register rings it up. She goes, all right, 33, whatever. I'm like, nah, that can't be right. She's like, that's what it says. I'm like, all right, we're not buying it for that price, whatever. So I went and I put it down. And she goes, well, you can go take a picture of the sticker. I'm like, all right. So we walk down the thing. I take a picture of the sticker. It says, where is it?
Was it 19 and change?
Yeah, where the hell my picture go? That's weird. I must have exited out or deleted it somehow. But it was like 19 something. It says right on the thing, 168 pine, 1x6 by 8 foot prime pine. So I bring the thing up. She like scans it on my phone, and then like another lady walked up.
I think she was more like a manager even.
Yeah. And that lady, the new lady, manager lady, was saying, yeah, that's, give it to him for that price. We got to change the thing. There's a mistake in the system or whatever, because the 16-footer was only $40. So how could an 8-footer be $32? And I don't know. This old lady was just like not having it. She was like, going to die on the hill of that. We were trying to cheat him out of money or something. I don't know. She's like, well, that's a different piece of wood. But I'm like, look, I took out my tape measure. I'm like, 1x6 by 8 foot prime pine. She's like, this doesn't even say prime. The thing that she had scanned, that was $32. I'm like, it's white. Like, it's primed. And
she's been there for a long, long time too.
Yeah, I never check out over there. I go through the self checkout typically, but so whatever. And she was just being a bitch. So I said, you know what? Keep it.
Yeah.
And left. Kind of petty and whatever. A little bit of a waste of time, but people suck.
I mean, they were clearly in the wrong.
Yeah, like, and you got to put your foot down sometimes. Otherwise, this type of shit just continues to happen. Like, she was blatantly wrong.
Yeah, but you know how those old folks get. They get crotchety.
Yeah, George Carlin, he said it. The boomers suck. No offense. I'm generalizing.
I'm almost a boomer. I could be a boomer depending on what scale you use, but as a frame of mind and everything like that, and my life experience, I'm much closer to what's the other one? Gen X.
Yeah. You don't want to be a Gen Xer either, though.
Yeah, but that's sort of like the broken home kind of. That was more my experience.
Yep. Anyway, after that little bit of a aside, let's see. We'll go back to our questions. This is from our buddy CT Vader 1977. How do you come up with your designs and clients? Are they interior designer driven?
Well, the clients usually appear through Instagram or repeat business or referral.
Yep.
Those are the three big drivers.
Mm-hmm.
And the design from influences, like things that you've seen, read about, curious about, want to challenge ourselves for something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and again, the job,
the
parameters of the job really limit the design. Like, there's only so much you can do when there's specific functions and spaces and all that stuff. So it's not like, unfortunately, we're not doing like a lot of freestanding furniture where it's just something that's just by itself, like a chair or a table or a bench or, so
or a
there's
piece of artwork.
Yeah, right. Like some of that, studio furniture. It's there's a lot less room for, creative freedom.
Right. Christine's piece is a good example of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many things spelled out from the beginning.
Right. She's like, I need this much hanging space. I need these these drawers to be this big. It's like, okay, well, it's like this is all we can give you.
Yeah, this is it.
We could change the edge treatment or the door style, but that's really it. I mean,
yeah, and a lot of it is fairly obvious too. The location, the existing architecture and design scheme, color scheme.
Yep. Yeah, and a lot of times when it's a job like that, the best course of action is to kind of just give them the simplest thing, because it's always going to be the most cost effective for the client, and every client is trying to spend as little money as possible. So in order to be competitive and do things sort of the way that we do it, it has to be simple when it's just like a regular job. Occasionally jobs come in where, there's a good budget and there's room to do something cool. But for the most part, it kind of just has to be something nice and simple.
Yeah, I knew there was a name for it. That's Occam's razor, where the simplest solution is almost always the best.
Yeah. What was I going to say?
Sorry about that.
Oh, no. It wasn't like some groundbreaking point.
Yeah. Occam was actually a 14th century logician and theologian. William of Occam.
I thought it was even before that. I thought it was like, we're talking like hundreds in the years. What the hell was I going to say?
Well, we were talking about the balancing cost and profitability with the design.
Yeah. I was going to say, typically we're not getting paid for all of our design time. So like really, you kind of just got to shoot your shot on the first draft and just go with it. It's like, I'm okay with like, every job doesn't have to be some like work of art where it's like, we really broke
ground.
Yeah, like we came up with some, crazy new design. It's like you can't do that on every job. It's not profitable for one.
No.
That's like a good example is like that table. So we had a client reach out. They have this really cool piece of stone. It's 24 by 24, and they want to make a little side table for like next to the couch with some uplighting. It's a $2,000 table, solid wood, whatever. So they come to the shop. I had a design, just basically the simplest. That's what he said. It was just square legs, apron, top. That's it. So he came in, and his wife, who it's for, she didn't know about it prior. It was like a Christmas gift. They come in and they're talking about what she wants and kind of.
They weren't on the same page.
No, and she's just like beating around the bush. Like she couldn't really give any like concrete things that she wanted. Just like this general like something with an X or whatever. So then then I sent over a revision. Rob sent over a revision. We can't spend any more time on that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need to now hand us what you want, because a $2,000 table, now all of a sudden we're going to have 6, 8, 10, 12 hours of design time. It's not going to be a $2,000 table anymore.
No.
So a lot of times it's a waste of time to try and make like a super unique, interesting design.
Yeah, you can get a sense of whether somebody's open to it from the get-go or not.
Yeah.
The husband and the wife. The husband, he gives us the directive, simple.
Yeah.
And then the wife comes in and she's like, no, it's too simple.
Right. She's like, it needs something. I'm like, okay, but what? What does it need?
I had to say I had to use all my strength to tell them that we'll build whatever you can imagine. But the budget's going to double and triple from where we are. You don't get to start at the price and stay there.
Right. Yeah.
Based on your imagination.
No. Yeah, revisions are not free. That's only like, occasionally if you're like a really good client, it's a really big job, like with the Hamptons job, there's like little things in there that probably should be change orders, but it's a big job. We're working in 6 rooms of the house. Like we can eat a little bit of that, for the sake of the client and, and billing, and it's just easier, it's like whatever.
Yeah,
we could be fluid on things like that, but.
Yeah, she was a toughie.
Yeah, I'm like, just, and you say, I'm like, send me pictures of things that you like. It doesn't have to be a table. It could be a couch. It could be a chair, just so that I can understand what you like and what you're going to like.
Yeah.
And, we haven't got anything, so.
No, sometimes it's a lost cause. You got to know when to cut your losses.
Yeah, and you know what? You just push that off to the side, and then who knows? In a month, they'll probably email and say, oh, look, I'm looking for something like this. And then, okay, then we'll pick it back up. But for now, we ain't wasting our time on you. No offense. So I hope that, I guess we kind of answered your question. Not really. Are they interior designer driven? At this point, like last year, I'd say the majority of our work was with Jacqueline at Donnie Douglas. We had a couple jobs that were direct to client. And did we work with any other designers last year? We did that one job with Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a couple of designers, and then we had a couple of our own, but mostly with Jacqueline. And this year is shaping up to be, I think a mix of some other designers, some jobs with Jacqueline, and then more stuff that seems to be direct to client.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's those Google ads I've been running.
Yeah,
we're getting a lot of phone calls.
Got to get on Groupon.
Oh God, buy one kitchen, get one free.
That Groupon attracts
Angie's List.
Yeah. Yeah, porch.
If we, Porch. I get emails constantly. You got a new lead from Porch, a trim lead. I'm like, yeah. I might as well just unsubscribe from that because I never even look at them. When I have, it's like, a custom furniture lead. And I click on it. It's like, I have a cabinet door that's broken and I need a new door. I'm like, oh, God.
Well, I got a new microwave in my kitchen and it doesn't fit into the opening anymore.
Yeah.
Can you cut this cabinet? I don't really care if you cut the door and just leave it like that.
Right,
I'm like, no, that's not really us.
Oh, my God. Yeah, we'll take that job when we're slow, but not now. So I hope that answers your question. We got one here from our buddy Tim Beardsley, True Trade Carpentry.
They're always building a cool door over there.
Yeah, man, he does a lot of doors. You see that tree that he's
doing? What's that for? Is that like in a lobby or something?
Like a restaurant, I think he said, and it's gonna be backlit.
Yeah,
pretty
that
cool.
Thing's awesome.
Yeah. Tim wants to know, when are you gonna have the most handsome Instagram carpenter on again? I think he's referring to himself.
Yeah, humbly. Yeah, we really got to get into the swing of the guests again.
Yeah. I was thinking about, asking somebody to come in today, but we got to figure out the logistics of microphone and all that stuff.
Do we got another mic?
No.
I mean, I have, what kind of, are we going USB?
Well, the problem is right now, it makes no sense. Like, you can't use two USB microphones on a computer. You have to create this MIDI aggregate. So I have the aggregate called dual MV7, which is our microphones. I don't think you can add a third.
Okay. I do have a mixer, a USB mixer, and another mic, with an XLR.
That would work because these are XLR too, and we have the cables are built right into the stands.
Yeah, so we could rig up our guest thing that way.
Yeah. Yeah, eventually I'd like to get a little they have like the ones that are podcast specific.
Yeah.
I think they have like little triggers and stuff for intro music, stuff like that. Which I don't understand why you would want to, like why not just add that in post?
That's a good idea. Well, I mean, if you're doing like a live.
Oh, if you do it live, a live stream and then, that's true. And I guess, for like streaming, like Twitch streamers and stuff like that.
Reminds me of my DJ days. You didn't know I was a DJ.
No, I remember you telling me. Like a radio DJ.
Yeah, at Arizona State University.
Yep.
Broadcasting to the campus only.
I love that. There's like a meme where it's like, what the radio sounds like when my dad turns on. It's like, oh yeah, 92.9 hard rock.
Yeah.
Like that cliche. And then it's like, and it plays Imagine Dragons.
Yeah.
Plays Radioactive by Imagine Dragons.
Yeah. That was actually back in the days of records.
Wow.
But we had things they called carts. They looked like kind of like 8-track tapes. And you'd stick them in and they would play like the 30-second announcements and things like that you had to do. Oh, yeah. Spinning records.
Wow. Yeah, we'd like to, turn this into a nice little studio. It'd be cool.
Cozy den.
Yeah. I wonder if we could blow out that wall.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Just kind of there.
Yeah, it's definitely not load bearing. It's a concrete roof, right? And that's a wooden wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a steel beam right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should leave it. Oh, look, there's a conduit. So we got a conduit in here. We could just run new wires in there. Split them around. I mean, at this point, from watching Nick and Dave, we're pretty much electricians. We could just do that ourselves. Look, there's a connector right there. We could just disconnect that.
Yeah.
Run a new conduit out of there. Oh yeah.
That conduit probably is open at the top, and this light is powered by it. as that light comes on.
Yeah. If I had to guess, the conduit probably just stops and the wire just comes out and then goes back into where it's cut. It's just they just cut a piece out.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, actually, it looks like there's a box and the light is attached to the box. We could even do like the what do they call it when like the XLR is in the wall,
Oh, that's cool. With those boxes with the covers on them?
I don't know, but it's like you could plug your mic in there and then it would like go, let's say, to over there, and then that cord would come out and you can go into the computer.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like a real studio.
Yeah, the cords start to get crazy. We could probably go to like a desk. I guess the only, like a desk mic stand. The only thing about that is like, if you want to lean back in your chair and everything.
Yeah.
You really, for a podcast, you get the best audio with a boom, and you really got to keep it close to your face.
Yeah.
So yeah, the answer is soon. We'll put you on the list. We got a short list going of our next guests. We'll have to have Tim on. Definitely want to have Manny on. Lou, I think, he's starting to break a little bit. He's becoming more open to the idea of coming on.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good episode.
It'd have to be an initiation type of thing,
Yeah.
And we'll want to have John Peters back.
Yep. We got to have Wild Willie back on because that episode got ruined.
Yep.
I want to have Keith on from Blackthorn, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'd be a good episode.
Yeah. Maybe if Rob comes down to use the laser, we could have him on.
Yeah, cool. Long Island contingent.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we gotta get that rigged up.
We'll do like a casting call. We'll do a whole day and we'll just have like, we'll do 4 guests in one day. Be like, John Peters walking out, Tim's walking in, and then we got Manny comes in, and then that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun though. Boy, we'd be exhausted.
Oh yeah. Whew. Next question here is from our buddy Justin De Palma. Does the new shop overhead scare you?
They call that nervous laughter.
Yeah. Can we bring up the thesaurus entry for scare and rattle off all of the synonyms?
Yeah. The short answer is yes.
Yeah, certainly does. It's it's like a little black cloud that you constantly have looming over your head.
Yeah. Yeah, we were living in a little bit of a fantasy world for a while.
Yeah.
Everything has its trade-offs and limitations. That's the thing.
Right.
Over at the shop behind my house, we had that low overhead situation.
Yeah.
But it were a lot of limiting factors, size-wise, and just in general, this was a move that had to happen at one point in time.
Yeah, and it it's like having a kid or buying a house or getting a new job. Are you ever really ready to do it? I mean, if you wait until that point, then you probably didn't have to do you know what I mean? Like if you get to a point where you're ready to do any of those things, then you probably didn't really have to do it anyway.
Yeah, this was a leap. And the timing was almost, it was partially dictated by us finding this space.
Right.
Because if we don't find this space, we may still be back at the old shop.
Yeah.
Bumping into each other.
Mm-hmm.
And looking.
Right.
Well, we found this spot.
Yeah. Yeah, and for as much work as it's been and as much money as it's cost us, I mean, I think the building's a good fit.
Yeah.
It's close. That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, Rob now has what's it take you, 10 minutes?
10 minutes in the morning. Yeah.
Mine went from, actually my commute's probably about the same because I used to take the back roads. Now I take the highway. So mine's about 10 minutes still.
Yeah.
If I hit the lights, maybe I got 12. So that's good. We stay close to home, which is important. You all of a sudden you have to commute an hour or a half hour or even 20 minutes. It's a detraction from your day.
Yeah. Also, I mean, being close to home, like the weekend work, like let's say, eventually you're going to start your kitchen at one point in the future. You're not going to want to go an hour. What if you need to use something? What if you need to cut something?
Yeah.
Doing some home repairs, whatever. It's important because we have so many tools here that we kind of got used to having around.
Yeah. Yeah, and even, it's just convenient to I popped in over the weekend, like on Saturday and Sunday for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no big deal because it's right down the road. But if I had to drive an hour, I'm not going to pop in and drop off stuff that I picked up and maybe fiddle around with this thing for 10 minutes, which puts you ahead when the week starts.
Right.
And I don't mind doing that. It's not, it's not a big deal. But if it was, if the shop was an hour away, I'm not going to do that.
No, it's
but
like
it's 10 minutes away. It's down the street.
Yeah. I like being in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I like being close to home.
Plus, we're familiar with the area. We could still go to the same places. If we got to run to Lowe's, okay, it's the same Lowe's. We know where the things are.
Mm-hmm.
If we got to go to the paint store, it's the same paint store. We're not trying to, create a new network of vendors and stuff like that. When you got to pick up something locally.
Yeah.
But to your point, yes, it's scary. And I know, I know too.
That's
because,
right.
Justin, he moved from a home shop into a shop, and I think he's, hoping to maybe build a shop soon, I think he said.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I mean, that's the ownership is of course the end dream.
Yeah.
For most folks, depending on your age and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you want to have that stability. You want to have that, the pride of ownership. There's all those things.
Yep.
I always think of Corey, and he's hoping to get a hold of that place.
Yeah, Corey, buy that place.
And hopefully things work out where somebody doesn't try and sell it out from under him.
Yeah, that's what you got to watch out for.
Yeah. I'm waiting for our landlord to stop by one day. See what we've done with the place.
I'll be honest, I don't think he will. This is so low on his radar that,
I know. I mean, it's our whole world, but it's like just it's not even Pluto in his.
No. Not even.
It's not the even, sun in our.
Yeah. For him, this is just another one of his many properties.
A little comet.
And, one of the low earners, I'm sure.
Yeah. But it's got to be nice to go from a dilapidated, eyesore to,
getting a check every month.
Piece of the community.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let's say he wanted to sell this. We have right of first refusal, but let's say he wanted to sell this. He couldn't, you couldn't bring people to see this before. You could, but what, they're going to say this place needs to be knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they might still say it needs to be knocked down to do whatever they want to do with it, but at least it's,
it's habitable,
relatively acceptable,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We made a good showing here in the first month.
Yeah. I mean, and we got 5 years to, get it where we want to be.
Yeah. So yes and yes.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. On to.
This Matthew Sario's question.
Yep.
Let me buckle up.
So there's a bit of a forward. Jeff and Rob, I'm so honored that you have chosen my inquiry as the question of the month. I was laughing the entire listen. Here's the thing. It wasn't a real question. That is a type of creativity exercise that I do and I have used in different workshops. And I must say, you did it perfectly. The number of and the distance down the different rabbit holes you went was fantastic. But although it was not a real question without a real answer, you did not come up with the expected response. Thank goodness you called in the reinforcements and Keith knew where it was at with the hamsters. By the way, we did see each other at Maker Camp. I first accosted you in the middle of the driveway upon your arrival when I told you that you could not park your van there. And I said hello a few times in passing, but you guys were so busy that we never got a chance to chat, and the weekend just went by so fast. Yeah, you're not kidding. It was a blur.
Yeah.
I will not allow that to happen next time I see you. Maybe when I help you move, if you need the assist. And Matthew did help us move, and he...
valuable part of the crew.
Absolutely. I understand that I just won Question of the Month for December, and I'm not sure if you allow repeat winners. I would like to collect an entire set of glasses if possible. So here's my question for January. This one will not be so metaphysical, but be closer related to your area of expertise. Here it is. It's a good one. We all know that sorry. I got a shift in my seat. We don't have the nice,
the Barca loungers.
Yeah, we don't have the Barca loungers in here yet. We all know that the Shaker furniture style was a movement that originated in the 19th century and was an embodiment of the values and principles of the Shaker religious group, in so much as it is characterized by its emphasis on simplicity, functionality, and sturdiness. Adorned with unembellished and sleek lines, as well as a dearth of unnecessary ornamentation, their furniture is renowned for its practicality and utility. I believe it was frequently fabricated from natural materials such as wood and leather, and know it was celebrated for its artisanal excellence and fastidious attention to detail. That being said, Shaker furniture remains in high demand for its ageless and functional aesthetic. So here's my question. If Taylor Swift were to beat a homeless person to death with a part of Shaker furniture, what part would she use, and from what type of furniture, chair, desk, etc.? Please keep in mind Miss Swift's body type and upper body strength when formulating your answer. As always, it is a joy and pleasure to listen to your cast. Best regards, Matthew Serio. So I'll go back. If Taylor Swift were to beat a homeless person to death with a part of Shaker furniture, what part would she use and from what type of furniture?
Oh, man. Do we clue in any first-time listeners before they're completely lost by the references?
Yeah, they haven't even made it to this point. They shut it off like 45 seconds ago.
First off, I love the ambition of collecting a full set of glasses.
Yeah, well, I mean, I gotta say, you're a front runner in this episode.
It reminds me of back when I was a kid, when you'd go to the gas station and get gas, they'd give you a glass. It'd be like something that maybe had like a sports team logo on it or something.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Huh. Did you have to buy a certain amount of gas?
I don't remember. I was too young. Huh. But yeah, it was a big deal. You'd get that. That was a thing back then in the 60s. And
yeah, and like the cereal box prize. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, would they give you a sticker, if anything?
But see if you can somehow explain the link between Taylor Swift and the death of a homeless person.
Well, it must have been the last questions episode. So 4 episodes ago, episode 12. We had the question from Matt Serio about the if this was that, then a panda was a lathe or something like that.
Yeah, something a hammer was.
If this was a hammer and a panda was a. Now I got to go back and look. Let's see. In an alternate universe where a lathe is a panda and a hammer is a squirrel, what would a block plane be? So we said... What did we say?
Did we say beaver or something like that? A squirrel?
Now I can't remember.
He said hamster.
Right. because the whole hamster saddle thing.
Yeah.
Which you're going to have to go listen to Working Hands podcast if you want to find out what that's about. Anyway, we brought Keith on live on a phone call, and so he said the hamster thing, which I didn't even think of, and then we had to fill out the episode for some time, so he had asked about that damn compressor. It must be leaking somewhere. Oh, it's not even showing up.
Ah, good.
We got some good filters on. He had asked about the whole Taylor Swift thing because we got this weird comment on an Instagram post about how Taylor Swift is a murderer and like in the Illuminati or something, and then I tried to find this Reddit post where they were talking about how Taylor Swift is in the Illuminati, and it's like, first they make you like watch them kill a homeless person, and then you have to kill a homeless person. And it was this whole, just some psychobabble bullshit. So that's where the whole Taylor Swift beating a homeless person to death comes from.
Yeah. So back to our question.
I mean, my first inclination is like a turned leg.
Yeah. The leg. I was thinking a tapered leg.
That's you're gonna have to hit that guy a lot of times. I was thinking like a chunky, where it's like 4x4 at the top with like,
Oh, you think she could swing a big chunky leg?
Yeah, well, I mean, even out of the heaviest wood, it's only gonna be so heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Taylor Swift is pretty tall.
That's true. She's lanky.
How tall is Taylor Swift? 5'10". She towers over me.
Yeah, I have to say, she's just a hair taller than I am too. Yeah. But what's she weigh?
I don't know. She's pretty skinny. How much does Taylor Swift weigh? 54 kilograms. So that's 108 plus, we'll call it like 115 pounds.
Yeah. Now I'm about the same height, but I'm tipping the scales more like 175.
Yeah. But I mean, to be a performer, you got to be pretty fit.
Yeah, and she's got youth on her side.
Yeah, and she's like, one of the bigger acts. So she's, touring all the time, and you can't be a slouch and physically handle that kind of lifestyle.
No, she probably goes to the gym on a regular basis, working out,
Yeah, I could see her doing like maybe some like kickboxing kind of stuff in the gym, or like some Zumba.
You think she does Pilates?
It seems a little too low energy.
What about machines?
I mean, she got to qualify with the Illuminati. They, probably like a schedule where you got to kill a homeless person every couple of weeks at least. I mean, she's a trained killer, so you got to keep that in mind too.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, well, I mean, what other pieces of furniture or elements of a piece of furniture could possibly be used as an effective weapon besides a leg? I mean, the leg is the obvious, like a table leg is the obvious choice. But is there anything we're not thinking of?
Didn't they have some kind of like stick that like did something like lifted up like the clothes or something onto the, or like the chair onto the chair rail?
I don't remember.
I feel like they had something weird like that.
Well, this according to the Shakers, they invented the circular saw, so that's always good for dismembering.
Yeah, that's true.
Post murder.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see like a table leg, and then there's like shaker pegs like in it, like kind of like the bat with the nails in it.
Oh yeah. I mean, there could be something like a big chest, and it could be like hoisted up on some ropes, and then waiting for somebody to walk under it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe just like a whole chair.
Yeah.
A ladder back chair.
That's true.
Just like WWF style, like right over the head.
Right. Like, because the seat is a nice big hunk of solid wood.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking like you're swinging the bottom section of like the legs, like holding the back and swinging.
Like an old country and western movie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Keensburg is like seems like a ripe for the picking for Taylor Swift. She could come out here and just clean up the streets.
Yeah, this will get you going in that, Dostoevsky and, was it Crime and Punishment? Where the kid kills somebody that he thinks isn't gonna be noticed,
right?
Just to see if he could do it. That's this neighborhood.
Yeah.
We see a few candidates every day. It's like,
yeah. It's just a ghost in the system.
So I mean, aside from a leg, what's easily
like they had those candlestick tables.
Oh yeah,
with that pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
You could get to swinging that thing.
Yeah.
Hold on. It's got like the 3 legs. You can hold on to those legs and get some real bat speed with the top.
Yeah,
that's like
a
golf club. That thing would be swinging 150 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Especially under the experienced hands of Taylor Swift.
Right. Like a bedpost.
Yeah.
That might have some heft to it. You'd want the end to be, her hands are probably somewhat small, to be able to get a good grip on whatever.
Yeah.
Get the right amount of force.
Mm-hmm.
Wield that deadly blow.
Depends on what kind of homeless person we're talking to. Is this like a feeble, a feeble homeless person? Or...
Yeah, one of those really like rough and tumble that you really would have to snuff them out. Like
they've been sleeping on the street. They're pretty tough.
Yeah, like 7 or 8 good shots might not do it.
No, this is a pretty morbid subject.
What if they fight back?
Yeah, that's true. But they're unarmed, I'm assuming.
Okay, because is this like in one of those monitored Illuminati rooms where somebody would step in?
Yeah, I think it's probably like a case where they're sleeping on the street and then you just come up and kill them. That or like you drug them and then take them to like some room.
Oh God.
Yeah, like take them to like some abandoned building.
Yeah, are we going to hell for this conversation?
Probably. Good thing. Good thing our sponsors don't listen. I don't think. We'll get demonetized on this one. This is for entertainment purposes only.
That's right. It's like those betting shows. There's a huge disclaimer.
Yeah.
It is just a rumor. We don't know for a fact that Taylor Swift is in the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Nor if the Illuminati requires any sort of
murderous initiation.
Yeah. All in jest. So I think we're settling on some sort of leg.
Yeah. I think a nice sturdy table leg, turned on the bottom, square at the top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give you a good grip, and maybe a corner will do a little damage.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of damage.
So, Matthew, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, there you have it, folks. And that brings us to the end of the episode.
Yeah, we can't end on a lighter note.
I'm not sure we have anything lighter. Don't forget to send in your questions. Clearly, you guys have a lot of... there's big shoes to fill here with these questions from Matthew Serio.
Yeah, he's got some issues, I think.
He's just got a creative mind.
Yeah.
These are as nonsensical as you may think it is. Mm-hmm. These are good questions. They're, they make for a funny conversation.
It's a mind exercise.
Yeah. So, no question is too dumb. If it is too dumb, we'll just make fun of you.
That's it.
So don't let that stop you. You can remain anonymous if you prefer. And I guess I'm going to open questions up to email, Instagram, whatever, because clearly the whole email thing is a deterrent for people.
It's a barrier.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. I guess people are averse to using email. I don't know why, but so I'll keep posting, asking for questions, probably a few days before each episode.
Yeah, ain't too proud to beg.
No, too lazy, but so I guess next episode we announce the winner.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't think we have much to mull over. At least I think my mind's made up. But
yeah, we're gonna have to bring in some competition.
Yeah, might as well just send them 2 more glasses.
Save the postage.
Yeah,
and a trip to the post office.
Yeah. Well, folks, thanks for listening.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and we'll talk to you next week. Send in those questions.
All right. Take care.
As always, Rob and I thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. If you want to help support the podcast, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. You can join our Patreon, or you can use one of our affiliate links in the podcast description for vesting finishes or Myoderm CBD pain relief cream. Again, we appreciate your support. Thanks for tuning in.